played it so much in beta. Like, I think players are just over it, but this still remains a great map.
I agree. I completely agree right now. As we do have triple stack from Way Too French here on the A site.
Good call.
Nice little boost for Nano to work with here.
Bomb coming down from underground. Looks like all the players going to be coming out of here. Just one on Charlotte opting to go down long. I like this call. They can't be steamed from the player on top of the box, whether they know about it or not. Still doesn't matter. Lands to the slaughter. And we're eating gyros tonight. One for Way Too French.
Yeah, just it was great coming out for them again. They peaked at the right time. I believe they heard them. And then it just peeked out, got the two, fell back, and then had, of course, the box player Nano peeking out from above and just completely decimated them at that point. So Charlotte Phoenix are going to take that L, move on to the next round here. Taking a look at how Way Too French kind of invested into this round, there were a couple SMGs here, and so this is where now they're not going to go for that triple stack once again on A. They've got one player over on the B side, and that's going to be the Rays.
You know, it was interesting. The way we saw Charlotte kind of enter that site looked like they were playing around the boost box. And then they just still died to it all. You know what I mean? Like they played against that wall. Entry frags going to the defenders. 3 for 2 so far. Anger. The XCS Pro still alive here. That's one versus, well, defenders take it just like that. 2-0. Way Too French. Ready and waiting.
Way Too French with some really nice set timing plays here. One of them you saw early on in the round when Charlotte Phoenix were making that initial push through short A, is that Way Too French kind of snuck in a nice shock dart there, brought Spirit down to about 15 HP, along with K-Size down to about 40 HP. So a huge value shock dart early on, especially when you're playing with like lower damage numbers with pistols and with the SMGs. It's massive.
Definitely a big deal. I mentioned before how, like, sometimes as a noob, I used myself as an example, I don't buy shock darts often. First round is a time when you definitely want to think about it because of the overall lack of power across the board. Spike down. Melio, excuse me, waiting here. Turns around, picks up another gun, grabs another kill. The download is secure. And the torrent is good. Shots, however, not so much. K-Size wins the trade. It's 2 versus 2.
Yeah, they got one player up on top right now, as Phoenix are going to be able to regroup and get all 3 members over to the A site as smokes come down from Way Too French as well.
Here comes Anger, just looking to plant it. Players marching on in, and Incred able to pick off 1. Hughes grabs the second and 2 for the Sage player. And that is 3-0, baby. Way Too French starting off hot.
Yeah, that's a great round to take because we see a lot of teams end up struggling after taking, of course, the pistol round and then the ensuing anti-eco round there. It's that third round, the rifle buys, where they end up, having to fight Phantoms and Vandals versus some SMGs at that point. Way Too French able to hold that one down. And taking the losses that they did, that just means, of course, now coming to this fourth round, they're going to have rifles all the way through. Phoenix, though, are going to be struggling on the money. We'll see exactly what they try to pull out here. And it's going to look like it's going to be mid-control. Nano on the boost on the box.
Oh, I don't like this angle from K-Size. Pushing up with the Sheriff, and he's going to tell me I'm dumb. Nice, beautiful shot there from the jet main. Incredible.
Down you go.
Through the smoke. Oh, baby. A double. And the other players on the other side of the site. So Way Too French now, trying to do their best, and Incredible coming off just all 3 kills belong to him.
Yeah, Anger does find one, though, as he tries to slow this down. Melio was one of the players that we were really looking at last week, and he's showing us out why once again. Nice aggressive push onto Anger to be able to clear him out, and that's going to be the defuse for Way Too French. Now, one thing I will say, Charlotte Phoenix, of course, this is one of those plays that we're talking about, right? Wall off, that's why you need the Sage, and then just get onto the site.
Right.
Got a little bit too greedy, right? We had the smoke off there from K-Size, and it looked like he was trying to recover a gun. And during that run over is when I believe he got hurt, and It was incredible just spamming him through that smoke that took him out. He had a nice post plan, I would say, especially with the positioning of the wall that a lot of people wouldn't have expected him to be on that boost. I feel like he could have just held that angle instead of getting a little too greedy for that gun.
Got to agree there. You know, you got to play the game that the gun has given you. But here's Meal walking up and losing the op. Not the greatest look there, but the trade out on C Long is certainly strong here. Charlotte Phoenix. Spirit wants that one back.
Yeah, he's going to have to wait about 20, 30 seconds now.
Nice wall to protect.
Wow. The dieback.
Unforge. Very unforge. Way Too French's snapshots have been really impressive. Just truly embodying the notion of click on heads.
Yeah, this is the first time today where they're really getting challenged on these rifle rounds where when it comes down to aim versus aim, they're just not able to just out-aim their opponents, right? They do have to worry about Way Too French right now.
Yeah.
So we do have the slow orbs coming out, and they have 40 seconds. They don't have to commit to a C site, but there we go. If the stage goes down with the bomb, that would have been trouble, but she's backing this up, and they can make a play for B. They can make a play for A as they've already gotten the rotation out from Way Too French.
They're running. Charlotte Phoenix is booking it towards Beta, and that's going to be their spot. 20 seconds on the clock. They've got to go now. Players are filtering onto the site, and Nano from the front side gets the kill. Beautiful usage of the ultimate, not putting themselves in harm's way. 7 seconds, and that's going to be another win for Way Too French. 2 players on Charlotte will save.
Yeah, that's just the power of Raze. Just spam your abilities, get rid of the wall, and then just go ahead and toss in that showstopper there. So again, I would say Charlotte Phoenix, you know, just a little bit slow on that take, even though they got the rotation out. To go for the B side, I think, might have not been the optimal play. I think they could have taken a little bit more time to go over to A, where they already know that 2 players were over by C sites. If you're just expecting the one over at A, it would have been a lot easier for them to just play plan for default.
5 rounds in, Charlotte Phoenix, who very quickly got us to the end. I won't have this stat till next week, but perhaps the quickest 2 games that we've seen in the long storied history of Late Night. But now struggling to find even a single round victory here, Jamerson. I mean, that is a whiplash effect for sure.
It's K-Size this time around that swaps off for that operator, picks it up. The mill, not to be outdone. So we've got the orbital strike coming down, incredible push all the way up the double doors.
Incred has 2 players behind, and he's going to get behind, and Way Too French way ahead. Half of 12. 11, 2, and 3 from Elio. That's it's almost 2 kills around here. Insane.
And if you take the assists into account as well, that's over 2 kills around.
Yeah.
Or kills and assists over so far. And yeah, Melio, again, one of those players that we're looking out for along with Mill. Or I guess, I don't know. Some people said it might have been Mile. I see 2 L's. It's going to be Mill.
I've said Mille because French Milborn is like a game that I'm aware of. So, so Mille might be the way to do it, but French is not a language I am versed in. Lo siento.
Aggressive push out through mid. I'm surprised that Way Too French maybe aren't starting the rotates already.
Nobody's
here.
Hear
Nothing over at window. They don't hear anything over there.
Nobody's here. Jet's gonna dash onto the site. Melio's up. Finds 1 through the smoke. Thanks, Sova. Finds 2 through the smoke. Thanks, Sova. All I do is Sova. That's all I do.
Camera.
This camera. I just want to thank you, Melio, for actually providing us with a beautiful angle. More shots through the smoke, thanks to some sonar. Melio on top, bro. Like Fantastic. Anger in a very bad spot here. Way too French, just going to take it. But Melio here, listen, we watched him kind of outplay players with pure gun skill. That one right there was just understanding how to work off of his teammates' abilities. Love that.
Yeah, that was just honestly a perfect display of team play and really utilizing the strengths of your abilities here, and goes to show why it's so important to understand the ins and outs of it and being able to coordinate with your team. Way too French, 7 rounds in a row. Now, Charlotte Phoenix, they really ran away with their series and you know, made a good argument for putting up a fight up against Way Too French coming into this series, but Way Too French now just completely blowing them out of the water so far. Here in the 8th round, Mill's going to start it off once again. Anger goes down first.
Revealing area.
Tough stuff here. 5-on-4.
Cage triggered.
Charlotte thought about C. Immediately lost their anchor player. And KSI is going to win that trade, so a 4-on-4 here. Charlotte rethought C, now giving it a third thought. Shots got poked through the wall for 80% of the life bar. Not a great position to be in for sure, but the charge up C long is good. Charlotte Phoenix find another kill. K-Size has been really one of the only players to repeat their performance from match 1 to match 2.
Yeah, right now, of course, it is a difficult task, right? Starting off on the offensive side now. But this time around, this is their opportunity to finally get around on the board. K-Size with the spray gets the 4K. And it looks like Charlotte Phoenix should finally secure one as Cherms finishes that off. But I don't know if they can really recreate this, if they've done enough economic damage. No. Way Too French just have so much money in the bank. Charlotte Phoenix need to win one more in a row to try and get that anti-equal round to try to really equalize things here.
It'll be tough equalizing. I mean, this is one of those situations that Charlotte found themselves on the other side of, you know, last time around. In match number 1, they finished game 1 with a 10-2 split at the half. And match number 2, I think, was 8-4, if not 9-3. Charlotte Phoenix now is down 7-1. I mean, they've got to win 4 in a row in order to make this kind of an acceptable trade. And that's not out of the realm of possibility, frankly speaking. But Way Too French have, I mean, both hands around the throat.
Nano starts it off. They do have the res for this, but they've already committed the wall onto the left side.
Oh, that's the stuff we do like. Nano gonna take the kill. Good job there. Fires her ult through the smoke. Anger able to find one as well. So 2 players down on Charlotte, but Anger not willing to go down without a fight. Takes one and cuts Way Too French's numbers to 4. $50 seconds. Spike just now planted. That fuse is 45, right?
Yes.
So we'll have the defense all the way down long. Misses the first shot.
Kill my allies.
That's a scary angle to hold.
Ouch.
2 players left to retake. And Charlotte Phoenix turning on the Jets, baby. Here's the orbital. And Anger 1 versus the world.
Concentrate, Sova.
And it's just meal that's available. And that's it. Gotta run? Gonna run. Gonna save the op. And Charlotte Phoenix, 2 in a row now.
Yeah, despite taking that loss, that was a pretty big save coming out from them. Heavy armor along with that operator for Mill. So that's a huge save for them. Again, though, Charlotte Phoenix need to win one more out to... Never mind. No, even with the max loss bonus, Way Too French are going to be good to buy back into the next round as well. So Charlotte Phoenix are still on this kind of uphill struggle. But, you know, taking these 2 rounds in a row, really good for them now as they're trying to bounce back after that 7-round run by Way Too French. Way Too French, though. This double peek, I like how they do this. Nano and I forget, Mill here in the back to try and cover him. Nano actually turns around for that flick to get that kill.
That was sloppy, but they're still able to make it work. Spike Carrier is going to go down in cred with the pen shots. Way too French. 5 alive. And Phoenix, not so much. A reassessment from Charlotte. And their 3-man squad is going to head over to the east side of the map. Camera spotted. They still commit. Good call or bad call?
They kind of just have to make a play now. They're already down 2 at this point.
Oof.
Revealing area.
That's going to be 2 for the Collat Blat. Nice job there. Way too French. Seem to be grabbing this one rather simply. 8-2 will be the score after 10 here. And Charlotte Phoenix, again, looking down the barrel of a gun, one which they themselves held just last match. So, I mean, time to zoom out, bud. Real talk. Me and you, just barroom conversation, Jamerson. What the hell's happening to Charlotte Phoenix?
I think Charlotte Phoenix just really aren't used to playing against Raze, and I think this Raze pickup has been a great counterplay, and we've seen it, especially to B. It's been basically cutting off that option for Phoenix, and so now they've had to opt more for the A and C plays, and A and C, especially over at C, much easier to shut down in terms of the defense here. Now, K-Size here on this eco round is going to try and start things off with this Jet ultimate, and we'll see if he gets anything. There's only one player on here. It's going to be Nano.
There's the boom bot. The Frenzy comes on out. Everyone has that Frenzy skin. I love to see it. So, K-Size specifically has been a little bit too aggressive for my tastes. He's playing the Jet. I know that's their entire game plan, but the team doesn't seem to be as on the money as K-Size has been. And here the aggression is gifted. Doesn't check the right side corner and goes down for it. Teammates are there to cover, though. And so a good look for sure. But I see a disconnect there. And I think it's hurting.
Yeah, you know, Jet's kind of just one of those characters that it's a little bit harder to play around as a team. She is one of those solo queuers, right? At this point. Oh, Mill. All right, they're just going for the safe play here. They know what the plant is. They've got this. The Molly comes down.
Wow. That boy has practiced. Uh-oh. Does he have orbital?
This is no problem.
No.
He's already dead. Yeah.
I love it's so funny because in all honesty, learning those Molly sites, Molly, Sova, recon darts, Viper one ways, which by the way, we have a video on our YouTube if you want to learn how to play Viper. Those are fun because they're so rewarding and like real talk, it's really not that difficult. You just like learn the spot and do it. It's not like, you know, running, jumping, have to grab the pixel shot. You just stand in the spot that the YouTube video tells you and hit the button. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It requires repetition, but it's so rewarding when teams are able to learn that stuff.
Oh, he spots one out. Isn't able to get the wall bang, though. But he knows that there's some presence over at mid right now. It's the final round of the half. Charlotte Phoenix need this desperately. 9 rounds already going over to way too French now. And it looks like they're going to be poking and prodding once again at B. But they haven't had much success here.
Take flight.
B site going to be the charge. Charlotte Phoenix, bomb in hand. Meal is looking around the left side. K-Size going to be watching the other door. Charlotte Phoenix are going to come in and get traded out. Nano takes down shots. Churms on the good side of the other one. Incred gets a pen kill, and all of a sudden Yu's trying to push in from the right-hand side. Way too French, going to collapse from 3 different sides. One goes down in the front, and now there's 2 on the right, 1 on the left. Charlotte Phoenix, only 1 play alive, 2 play D. It's K-Size, and they're cut down to size. 10-2 as we switch sides.
And again, we see why that B play hasn't been working out for them. Once again, the Rays coming up huge for way too French, just able to slow them down and actually just do some decent chip damage with the paint shells before anything even happens. Even though he's I believe was the first to go down, Nano was, he still did a lot of work. He slowed them down. He got the Sage out, which was really important. We know in post plants how important Sage can be. Those slow orbs, the walls, everything. I'm not entirely too sure if they even use the wall on that post plan. So Charlotte Phoenix just got absolutely shut down here. Great defense coming up from way too French, playing aggressive when they needed to, playing defensive and default when they needed to, and just really having a decent read on Charlotte Phoenix's offense.
Adaptation, that's what it's about for sure. Pistol round here. Way too French, 3 away from taking it. But all our money even once more. Jet trying to maintain control of mid. We'll grab one, but that's about it. Nice utility coming through garage. Spirit gonna shock dart and use walls him off. That could have been real dangerous for the Sage player, but they got on through. Same situation here. Shot's a little bit too late to wall off, but Spirit's great. 2 for him, 3 for K-Size, and that's a 3rd round for Charlotte Phoenix. Exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, desperate reprieve that they needed here. So they'll have some heavy armor buys. SMG's just on 1 so far. They can commit a little bit more if they want to. Instead, Anger is going to go for full utility instead, and he's going to hold on to the classic. Does actually upgrade to the heavy armor. Never mind. It's going to be a full invest into this round for himself.
All right. So the upgrade here, do you agree with it or no?
No.
No.
Because if you got the light armor, I think the light armor is enough on the anti-eco round. Going for the full armor, it's a little bit much. Oh, the jump out. Ooh, K-Size gets out of dodge quickly, repositions himself onto the high ground, but he hasn't been able to take anyone down yet.
That's how you play Jet. Really well played. Really well played. Now, stuck with 69 HP. Shots in garage. Gonna walk on away. Reassessment here from way too French. Melio pushed up a little far, gets okie doked by Anger. And now 4 players up for way too French. They got to figure out where to go.
They're still milling about over here at mid, and so it still might be a B play. So we do have the recon drone, the Owl drone coming out, spots 1 over there. And K-Size, again, a double kill before he finally goes down to Nano.
Uh-oh. Spirit answers back, though. Finally cutting down Nano. Knows there's one. Sees the gun. And we'll see you later. 2 in a row for Charlotte Phoenix. And, way too French. Not nervous yet. But thinking about getting anxious about getting nervous. If that makes sense.
This is a huge round. If way too French can win this, Charlotte Phoenix's money situation is going to be all over the board right now. As you can see, 2 players almost at 3K after their buys. But Charlotte Phoenix, are they going to stick with this double operator composition?
For this situation, I think they should. I think this is a slot where they can absolutely make use of it. K-Size says yes. Nice close range kills coming out from the Sage main, though. Charlotte now with the advantage, not just guns, but numbers-wise. 2 players up for WTF, and Phoenix, on the other hand, 4 strong. C-Site going to be the push from the attackers here. Melio easily makes his way through garage. Spirit will be waiting here. Pop, pop. Nice snap. Spike down. Oh, awkward push. Spirit. Play with fire. Doesn't get burned. Charlotte cuts the lead to 5.
Yeah, catches both of them on that jump up animation. The operator actually works out. K-Size finding that initial pick over by long A. Shots, of course, backing up Spirits over at C. I like that play. Having that SMG in play with that with that operator here. Boost up attempt coming out here is Spirit having a little difficulty. We'll get on the box, and they're going to go for that same play once again. 2 members over at C site. For Charlotte Phoenix now, cutting things closer. 5 rounds on the board for them as Anger push up aggressively up through mid.
Ooh, Anger has all the info necessary, though. So 4 heads walk through mid to doors. K-Size is going to be able to pick off 1. Beautiful job from K-Size here. Even in the loss, really enjoyed what we've seen out of Charlotte Phoenix's Jet player. For sure. Nice job from shots. Shots and shots. Wow. Charlotte Phoenix have won, what is this, 4 in a row here?
Yeah, 4 in a row for them. They're really continuing off of that pistol round win. At this point, it's going to come down to the rifle rounds. And, you know, on the offense, Phoenix just weren't able to get much going on the rifle rounds for themselves. I think it might have been an eco round where they ended up winning. But this time, we'll see. Rifles versus rifles. There are still 2 operators in play for Charlotte Phoenix. K-Size has been doing a good job of changing up the angles, but this time around will play from B once more. Doesn't have support, but we'll see how this works out for him. Walls off mid-window. Doesn't spot anyone over by the garage doors.
Smoke's down.
Way Too French gonna leave the spike at home. I'm just playing for the violence. Spike picked up as the team makes their way towards the A site, rotates away from it. So not quite sure what the plan is here, but they're down a man. And so Way Too French have to find which site is the best to walk on with a numbers disadvantage. Your take?
They're posturing over for A right now, but Charlotte Phoenix have already moved their way to have a triple stack over here. So this could just be a disaster for Way Too French. Now, they do have the Brimstone ultimate. So if they want to clear out Dark, if they want to clear out Heaven all in one go, they can do that.
They can just do that as well. K-Size again. You know, I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. Cuts them down to size. 3 for the Jet player. 17 in total. 7 belong to Charlotte Phoenix. Only 2 did before the half. And we got a ball game here.
Yeah, this is definitely within range, within reach for Charlotte Phoenix. Now 3 rounds down up against Way Too French, but they've taken the last 5 in a row. And it's both sides really struggling here on the offense. Remember, I believe Way Too French got, 7 in a row before Charlotte Phoenix picked up the first. And so Charlotte Phoenix, they have the opportunity. Maybe they pick up 2 more themselves before they finally go down.
We'll see if that's the case. No Odin here to spam through the smokes. Sorry, folks. Oh, K-Size misses that shot. Not a great look, but worse things have happened, I suppose. Shots falling back. Trying not to get shot by our own Sova. But Spirit's going to do the work, take down Melion. Anger cuts down in Cred and finds the secondary. There is one more creeping through mid. Left side walled off. It's just these 2. Use and the Sova player. And Cherms gets him. K-Size finds another. 8-10. Charlotte Phoenix. I mean, they're doing it. 20 and 14 for K-Size.
Yeah, max money on 3 players right now. If they want, they could take the Etihad Residence flight if they wanted to. They've just got so much money, absolutely flushed with it now. And this is where Phoenix are struggling. Phoenix played that anti-eco, and have been playing every subsequent anti-eco really well. They've been showing the proper due respect, but also taking that calculated aggressive pushes when they need to. And K-Size has kind of been the spearhead for them in that regard. Now, they do have one slowed, and they had an opportunity to try and get that initial frag, but Way Too French just a little bit slow on the uptake here. Weren't able to take advantage of that.
Nano gets spotted out, hit with a dart, and so that'll send the Rays player back a little bit to regroup with the squad. A is going to be the commitment. Incred's going to go ahead and drop down some smokes, likely up here on Heaven, and perhaps towards the back of the site. Waiting for the call. There's just a minute to go.
They've got that Brimstone ultimate. They should clear it out. It's just going to be a smoke this time around. There it is. They will go ahead and use that orbital strike because they learned from last time, but an orbital strike in turn to slow them down over here at long.
Still going to bust on the site. Nano picks up Anger. And the enemies are revealed. One player way up there. That's going to be the jump down. Meal, eyes on heaven. Going to cover this from an odd angle. Able to find it just like that. Sniper v sniper. Both Silva players, by the way. I'm going to ask you about that in a sec. It's one player left for Charlotte Phoenix. Shigal, number 11 for Way Too French. Jamerson, both of our snipers are on Sovas. Is there a method to that madness, or is it just coincidence? Like,
yeah, no, that was the similar case in our series just before this, where it was the Silva players that were picking up the operators early on, and they continued to do so. I think it's just the ability to play around smokes, that you don't have to get smoked off if you're that Silva player, right? You get smoked off, you just aggressively push with that recon owl. It slows down the smoke push, and it also gives you the information. You know, a lot of teams, they hear that drone and it pushes through the smokes, they're going to stop in their tracks to deal with it first. And so as an operator player, you can just slow them down with that and get the information that you need.
That's huge. You know, I think it's really easy to see where players like, you know, Jet and Phoenix stand, right? Entry frag all day. When it comes to some of the other gods or the other characters, you know, where to best utilize your skill set. Because I think that's really what makes this game different from some of the other, you know, class-based shooters out there, or other character-based games, is that, you know, if you're good at Tom Kench, you know, that's what you're going to play. Whereas it's the opposite way. You want to find the character that matches your play style, not the play style that matches your character, so to speak. Here, it's much more the different story where, I go in first. I guess I'll pick Phoenix. But 5-on-5, 40 to go. Ace site, the call.
Molotov to slow them down over at the ace side. Here's Mill. Ooh, nice angle set up with that Silva ultimate, taking out Sherms. Now it's going to be the slow rotate coming out from Charlotte Phoenix. 2 already going down, only 1 traded away as the bomb will go down. And this is going to be a difficult retake for Charlotte Phoenix.
K-Size. That's the high ground. No idea. Oh, did he get spotted on the drone? That's his teammate's drone, actually. No, it's not. The Sova's around that corner. K-Size has an angle on it. Where's the rest of the team, though? Shots coming in from spawn. And has his back to his murderer. 2 players, though. K-Size and Spirit are able to answer back. Melio cuts him down, and that's it. Way Too French finds number 12. 1 away from that point.
Charlotte Phoenix, their bank's still not broken, though. And so, again, they're going to have the opportunity to fight back, but this is it. They've got the operator in play. It looks like they'll just go with the solo operator this time around. Never mind, Spirit. We'll go ahead and pick that one up. Now, Way Too French. They've had 2 rounds in a row with success over at the ace site to see if they go for it again. They do have the Raze ultimate to work with, so, you know, having a little bit trouble clearing out heaven, but they could go ahead and use that showstopper to try and shut that one down.
All heads on C. I usually like the crazy play. I usually like the Rambo on round 12, but not when this is so tight. Charlotte Phoenix are 4 players to deal with 3 that are trying to charge in. Shots finds the 3rd kill of the round. So all of a sudden, Charlotte Phoenix is 4 doubles that of Way Too French's players left to defend the spike. Nice shot from K-Size, and it's Meal, and it's no one. Charlotte Phoenix find love potion number 9 here, Jamerson. And, you know, this is what I was saying. Usually the bum rush last round, I'm fine for, but not when they're only up by a couple.
Yeah, I think they could have taken that a little bit more measured, but I'm not against the attempt. Just the simple fact that they weren't able to do much else. If they had gotten that initial frag, if they were able to take out Spirit early on, I agree, go full on. But you're still dealing with Spirit, who's been a pretty good anchor over there at the C site. I think the positioning of shots playing over by Garage instead of more over towards B was a big contributing factor. Shots himself, like I said, as the Sage, as the support, being able to really holding it down and be a major contributing factor in a lot of these gunfights is one thing. Nano takes out one, but Anger, trades back for two.
Down.
Anger stuck down in this corner, gonna pop the molly off to the side. Smoke is good. He's gonna push up to a Dino is on fire. What are you doing, my man? Melio shoots through the smoke. Oh no. You're not Phoenix, my G.
Sometimes you forget.
Oh no. I've done that in MOBAs, so I understand, I suppose, but
the difficult part here is that Phoenix do have the res, but on two players that are just so out of position for them to try and safely do this. They need to commit Churms over here forward, and it's going to be incredible to take out shots, but Churms picks up two.
Big play. Really big play for Churms to be waiting there in the wings. Melio comes back, grabs the spike, gets spiked himself, and now has to honestly book it. 20 seconds on the clock, just about. And to the seaside he goes. Enough time to plant for sure. And should be able to keep an eye on it from that back corner. But instead going to completely hide and wait for the rotation.
He never recovered his camera, which could have really helped him out here, but now pushing up towards CT, both of them rotating from that same angle. Melio might be able to catch him out here. The information is there, but Churms gets that trade, secures this round for the team, but that was scary. We have to remember this is map point for way too French, but Charlotte Phoenix brought it right back. Now they're hitting double digits themselves.
Yeah, and this is, like I said, this is frightening. This is very, very frightening if you're way to French, because they domination. Not even just a little bit of casual wins. We didn't end the half 6-6. I mean, this was a dominant first half. And unfortunately, they're feeling the other side just as hard.
Way too French here on this eco round. They got some heavy armors along with Sheriffs. We'll see how Phoenix play this out. Or are they just going to play a default? It looks like they will. Now, where is their Sage? Okay, she's on the C site again with Spirit to cover him.
They found my wire.
Long A. Way too French making their way up banana. Two players approaching underground, but it's a full retreat from way to French. We're going to reassess and walk away from A. 3 players from Charlotte Phoenix playing defense in that location. Way too French know that there's at least 2. They can guess that the third is there as well. Melio approaches the garage, but will be walled off, and Shot's gonna heal up after taking a few. C push question mark is what I'm gonna say.
Looks like it might just be that B push with 50 seconds left to go. All 4 players are here. There's no one on the site. So they get that information. The wall off. One on the right. Not spotted out. It's K-Size to get that first pick with the second.
And the fantastic dash away with the nonsense. Way too French push up, though. That is an odd call and why they wind up successful there. If they play that normally, for lack of a better term, K-Size likely just aces them. Really, really aggressive push there, and that's why they're able to take down the op player. Smooth moves.
I think with the idea around this particular round for Way Too French, as we saw that, there we go. Anger finished that off. Way Too French's Brimstone player actually was over by C by himself, securing that ultimate orb. And so now he does have the Brimstone ultimate to work with in this final round here before everything gets reset. this might be a set play for A once again, what they did last time, right? Where they go ahead and use that orbital strike down onto Heaven, onto Dark, and then make a push onto the A site. That's one of the rounds that they were able to take here on their offensive end. And so we'll see if they want to try and recreate that. Currently, their spread, they've got 4 over by A. Oh, what a quick peek out from K-Size.
Just how many times have we said this player's name? Fantastic performance from K-Size. You know, even if Charlotte aren't able to eke this one out. If they do, we'll be brought to overtime, which could be our final sudden death overtime, depending on when they patch. We'll cross that bridge if we come to it. But Charlotte Phoenix certainly look like they've called the city planners here. 5 versus 4.
Get out of my way.
So Churms just has to be careful playing up here in Heaven. It looks like it is going to be that set play once again onto the A side. We don't have the orbital strike coming down, though.
2 for Charlotte, 3 for Charlotte. And it's 3 versus 1. Use versus the world. Sudden death.
Oh, that easy jump peak coming out from that jet to get that final one. But this is why I'm confused. I was saying at the beginning of the round, having that Brimstone over at long A, getting that set up, making sure that they're able to clear backside along with Heaven and Dark with that orbital strike. They ended up just not using any of their ultimates except for the res in that last fight.
Insane. 5,000 bucks for everybody on the map.
Here.
This is end game, as they call it, sudden death. So everybody gets $5,000. It's an even keel, and whoever wins this round takes it, and we move on to map 2. Next time around, these rules will be different. So this is our final sudden death overtime. How do you feel?
Pretty good. This has been an amazing map number 1 in this best of 3.
Really has been.
Wow, my eyes are down.
Not every 25-round match is good to watch. This one, though. I recently tackled the bad habit of biting my nails, but still a nail biter.
Right now, it looks like they are congregating once again for that A site on their offense. Those are the 2 rounds that they ended up winning, by the way. And the A site pushes. Here we go. Slowed down by that Molly. Do have to be careful as the Boombot comes out first.
This time players don't walk into their own fire, which is a good one. We enjoy that. 5 alive, though. Like the juice. A side. Gonna be the push.
No
Defenders still spread. 1 on C, 1 on B. 3 here at A, however. Melio pushing onto the site. Nobody there. Takes one downstairs. Spawn entrance going to be closed off. Eyes on Heaven. And they know the 2 entrances they walk through. So spike down here for way too French. They're looking to take this one.
Yeah, Melio holding the close corner now. Worked out well for them last time.
The approach going to be coming from the angle that way too French are holding. This looks really good for French. And, oh, the miss. But they're able to pick it up anyway. Damaged in Dark, damaged in Cubby. Doesn't matter. 33 HP is all you need. The Jet player alone. And the Ants go marching 1 by 1. Way too French came into this half up 10-2, Jamerson. And then 12 rounds later, they take the victory. Certainly a great look from Charlotte Phoenix. That is the best you can look with while still winding up with the L, I think.
Yeah, both sides just having an amazing defensive end. It just ended up right there. Way too French, finally able to take that advantage. You know, the fact that everything was equaled out. You don't